Hey everybody, this is Courtney Jones with Best REI Tips, and I'm here today to talk about mezzanine loans as an option for a line of credit. But I'm not going to do the talking. I'm going to let an expert do it. So I'm here today with my friend. I'm going to give you her card here, Ranette. And Ranette is going to talk to you a little bit about some of her loan products. And she's with B Lending here in the Phoenix area. They do loans all over, and I'm going to put her on camera here so you can hear exactly from her. So hang on one second while I turn it around. There we go. Ranette, say hi to everyone.
Hey, hi guys. Nice to meet you. Thank you, Courtney, for having me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she sent me an email the other day about a mezzanine loan product, and it got me thinking about a conversation I had with several of you recently who have bought apartment complexes, stabilized those apartment complexes, and then rented them out. And now you have this big chunk of equity that you want to get access to. And so in the past, people have gone to like a home equity line of credit for that. But you guys have a loan product that I think is even better. And I wanted to talk about that, and that's called the mezzanine loan.
Right.
So explain to everybody how that works and why it is better.
Okay. Well, right now, a lot of the banks are at 50%, right? They'll do max 50% on a non-owner occupied or a home equity line of credit. And so that just doesn't give a lot of room. Also, most people that have done their loans in the last year, maybe they have a really good rate, right, 2-3%, and they don't want to do a cash out refi to pull out the equity there. And a lot of them are sitting on equity. So we thought it would be wise to come up with a new product that would help non-owner occupied properties investors tap into that equity without having to lose their rate, and we'll go up to 65%. Right?
Okay, and it is actually it's essentially a second loan.
It is, yeah, junior lien, which is what mezzanine means, second lien. And we've always notoriously been first lien holders. That's just how we've always done it. However, in these situations when there's all of this equity, it doesn't make sense for us not to offer this as an option for our clients.
Right, and if you've got a great first loan on there, you don't want to refi.
Right.
I mean, which, the BRRRR technique is popular and everybody likes that. But right now, if you have a loan from a year and a half ago, you're definitely not looking at that as an option. But if you've got a good chunk of equity, this is a great alternative.
Yeah. And so, because we're hard money lenders, technically, we have our own access to our own capital, we'll get creative, right? So we'll go up to 65%, like I said. So we'll just back out whatever the first lien is, and then whatever remains on what we value the property at is what we're willing to lend. So we don't need to go through TRID laws and all the hoops that traditional lenders need to go through. We're not looking at income and credit to qualify. We're simply looking at the asset itself and its value. Because we're licensed realtors as well, we do our own in-house valuation. You're not paying for an appraisal. And so we just come in, and honestly, it's such a quick process. It's go ahead and send me the property address and the details, the lease agreement, if you have it already rented, and then current photos. Not photos of what it looked like before it was rented. Now it's rented for 12 months. Let's see what it looks like right now. And then once we have that information, it takes us 24, 48 hours to evaluate that property and tell you what the max amount that we would lend on it is. So one of the requirements, though, is that we need a current mortgage statement. We just want to make sure you're in good standing. There's no issues there. If you've got under 6% on your rate, obviously this is a good idea. And just knowing how much you owe on your first is kind of important, because we don't want to waste your time, right? So if you have a home that's worth $1 million and you only owe $500,000 on it, right? There's some room there. But if you owe $800 and you're like, well, let's see what they value it at, it may not work. And we'll just kind of do a first glance and look at that stuff. But if it all kind of looks good, we'll evaluate it. We'll tell you what the amount is. And then in order to get it in place, it's just title and escrow, your typical title and escrow fees. And then we get it lined up. Whether you deploy any funds immediately it's up to you. You only pay interest on funds that are deployed. So someone essentially could, like you were saying, as a line, you get this in place and have access to it and not touch it and not have a monthly payment, and then in a month or two find something that they want to jump on, and they don't want to wait around for anyone to evaluate. They just want to pull that money out and go, and we just do a draw, $275 for a draw.
So that's a great point. If you are currently buying a lot of properties or looking to acquire a lot of properties, it might be nice having this mezzanine loan on at least a property or two,
Yeah.
so that you have the capital that you can use for another deal if it comes up and you can jump on it quickly. Because you're only paying interest when you use it. So if you don't deploy it, you're not paying for anything.
That's correct. Yeah. And we do that with all of our loans, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And one thing I want to mention here is that one of the things that I love about B Lending is that they cross collateralize. And so many of you have been following my trainings for a while. That's one of the creative techniques that I teach on a regular basis. Talk a little bit about how you guys do that and how that's helped people.
Yeah, that's super smart too. And I love that you're already in the loop on that. That is, sometimes people don't quite know what it is, and it's just, we have the access to do it because we're not leveraged by banks, so we can get creative. So if you own a property outright, no mortgage on it, it's a rental, it's just sitting there, or a cabin up north, or what have you, or even in another state or county, and there's no lien on it, we can go in, again, 65% of what we value it at, and we can cross that or multiple of those with whatever the purchase is here. So let's say you're buying $1 million property in Scottsdale and you don't want to come in with any cash. You know, we would typically require 20-25% down. Again, because it's so quick and it's so short term. And you may not have to come in with any cash. If you've got a rental or two, we can cross those rentals, and we could even do the mezz debt that we're talking about as well. We can do various properties so that you're coming with no cash, and maybe even more than 100%, so the rehab's covered.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And for all my fix and flippers that are watching, tell them what your hard money loans are all about.
Okay. Yeah, so we're asset-based, non-recourse. We don't qualify based on income. We don't need any documentation as far as where down payment's coming from, and we can close super quickly. I mean, even at auction, 24 hours. And as I said to you, our quickest close was 7 hours. So we can do that. Really
Little stress
quickly.
there, huh?
Yeah, we don't have to do that, but we can certainly do it. We can move quick. And if you're, I mean, it's a bridge, right? You just want to get in and get it done as quickly as possible and get out. And that's exactly what we're here for.
And it's 12.9%, no points.
Right, here in Maricopa County on our traditional hard money.
And, okay, and so you do loan in other states. What states are those?
So most non-judicial states. It's easier to tell you where we don't lend.
Okay.
So California, Florida, and the East Coast.
Okay.
Are pretty much off limits. But we do North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Idaho, South Carolina, South Dakota, Mississippi, Tennessee, Texas, I mean, Utah.
All the only states you should be investing in anyway.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Okay.
Okay.
Where's she at?
Yeah, exactly. All right, good. Awesome. All right, anything else you want to tell everybody?
Gosh, no, I mean, I love the opportunity. I love what you're doing. So I just want to be a resource to all the people that are out there. If they are looking for hard money, they have questions about hard money, or how any of these products could potentially help them use other people's money, they can call me. We can do coffee, or we can chat on the phone, whatever.
Okay, awesome. And I will put Ranette's details in the comments below, so you guys will have all of that. And I think that's it. Thanks so much.
Courtney. Bye, guys.